Hey everybody, I'm Von Bieker. I'm a musician here in Edmonton, and I don't get to tour a whole lot outside of Edmonton. So one of the things that I decided to do was to start a Facebook Live regular broadcast, which I've been doing for several months now, and trying to grow that, and really struggling so far with trying to get good audio and video quality. The video quality, I don't know if it matters that much when it's live anyways, because people kind of want to see the organic feel, so it doesn't look like an advertisement or a pro music video or something like that, but maybe something that would normally show up on their feed. But since it's music, I feel like having high quality audio is really important, and I've been struggling with how to do that, how to get high quality audio into Facebook Live. So first thing I'm going to say is working with Facebook Live directly through the phone works pretty good. The microphone on the phone works well. It's not fantastic though. And the one on my MacBook is even worse. If I ever record from the MacBook audio, I get weird like kind of swishy sounds. So what I did instead is I opted for a third-party program that could stream to Facebook Live while running different audio inputs, like an audio interface or something like that. So I use a tool called eCamm Live, which I'll show you in just a second. My audio interface that I initially had for eCamm Live didn't work so well because it would only take one channel. I have a 4-channel Behringer audio interface. That means I can put 4 inputs into it at the same time. And a program like Logic or any other digital audio workstation or DAW can take all those inputs into it at the same time and record. But eCamm Live and some of the other streaming things that I've tried only allow you to choose one of those as an audio input source. Not awesome. So what I did was I got a USB mixer, which is a totally different animal, and plugged that in as a single audio source, and it actually works perfectly. And I finally got that to work today. So I'm going to show you the mixer that I've been using. An Art USB mix, it's called. Actually, the one that I use today only has one of these channels and doesn't have any of these fancy EQs. And I only bought it because it was on sale at my local music store for only 50 bucks Canadian. It was an open box. I think I'll probably take it back and get this one, even though it's $40 more Canadian, because it has two inputs that both can do phantom power, microphone, or instrument line level. The other one just has one input like this, and the other one is kind of a split input. So when I put my guitar in, it's really quiet and it only comes out of one side. So not ideal. So this is the one you would want to get. And again, it's under 100 bucks Canadian. So super cheap. It's I think this one is bus powered as well. So you just plug it into your computer, it powers up. You use it like any little mixer, plug in your microphone and your guitar, and you can control your volume going into the software, and it's super easy. You're good to go. So this is what finally solved my problems, was a simple little USB mixer, and it works beautifully. So I'm going to show you, this is eCamm Live, and you can see here we've got our main kind of live window that connects directly to my Facebook account in the preferences. I think I just go into, you can see I can log out my Facebook account or log in here, which I've already done. Now in the window, I can choose to broadcast from a camera, or share my screen live, or play a video file live, which is pretty cool. So if you're a musician, I use this something like this once to debut a new video, and you just kind of drop it in here and you can play it, which is great. This here lets you choose between those different scenes. You can set up other scenes. So scenes would be a collection of cameras and inputs and on-screen assets that you can change actually by flipping through them here or using these hotkeys, which is pretty cool. So assets would be things like the set list I have down here that I've entered in to show people where I'm at in my set, or this little bit here that shows people when it is I broadcast. If I'm not on a white shirt, you can see that. And this is my logo down in this corner here. Now the other things we can choose is we can put a description in, and that'll actually show up as a description in Facebook once it goes live. You can choose where you want it to go. This drop down will let me choose my personal profile or any of the pages I manage or groups I'm part of. And if I want to go live now, or if I want to start a new scheduled live, which is really cool, you can schedule and it'll actually create a post on your page to say that you plan to go live at this time, and people can actually sign up to get reminded about that when that's going to happen. Now, another couple of cool things to show you quickly. Sound levels. This shows or hides the sound controls. Okay, so sound levels, we can choose different sources, and this is where once I have that USB mixer plugged in that I showed you earlier, it'll show up here as a source, and I just choose that instead of my built-in microphone, and now I'm getting the sound from the USB mixer from a good microphone and guitar instead of from this not so great for music built-in microphone. And then it'll actually show you comments and reactions from your live stream here, so you don't have to be logged into Facebook to see them. And you can actually pull those right onto the screen, so they show up right on the screen like this, which is really cool. And I think it's a great way of engaging people in your stream, because you can be like, hey, oh, except it's backwards. Hey, how do we do this? I get so confused. Anyway, you can point at the thing if you can figure out exactly which way to move your fingers, because it takes the stream and flips it around. So if you have text in the background or whatever, it actually reads the right way. And if you've ever done Facebook Live on your webcam, you'll know what I'm talking about text coming in backwards by default. So that's eCamm Live. It sells for 30 or 40 bucks online, and it's totally worth it. I think it works a lot more simply than some of the other options I've used, like OBS Studio. Lightstream is another really good option that's free, and OBS Studio is free, but I find Lightstream a lot easier to use. I find eCamm a lot easier to use than both of them. Lightstream is easier than OBS though. So if you're a beginner and you just want to be able to get onto Facebook Live and do some fancy looking stuff and have great audio, kind of up your game from the default, and start doing a live stream of your music like I've been doing, I highly recommend it. It's a really good way to, if nothing else, be motivated to practice, because you have a reason. People are actually going to be showing up for that time. And it's been a good way to connect with some fans and kind of build a fan base. So that's it for today. If you have any questions about live streaming on Facebook, ask away, because I've tried a lot of other things that didn't work as well, and I'd be happy to tell you about those so you can avoid them.